All right, guys, welcome on into the podcast. I'm Brett,
I'm Dorian.
and we got some nerd news for you.
We do indeed. So, what we're going to be talking about this week, we're going to be talking about some Hawkeye casting. We're also going to be talking about Fortnite's latest attempts to steal our money, Mandalorian Chapter 14. But first things first, biggest news of the week:
Yeah, HBO Max.
HBO Max is the future.
They are the future.
I mean, their stock just had to skyrocket.
It had to, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, basically what's going on is Warner Brothers is going to be releasing all their major movies. I think they announced 17 movies that were supposed to be released either earlier this year or in 2021 are now going to be coming to HBO Max, both in theaters and the same day. So,
yep.
So now there is a little bit of a caveat to that. You do get access to that new movie on HBO Max. No news on any premiums or anything like that, but it's only available for 1 month. After that, you have to go to the theater to see it or wait till it comes to digital or Blu-ray. But yeah,
that's totally fun though. For me, I'm looking at this as this is the future. They're not going to go away from this model. People are going to do whatever's easiest for them, especially how freaked out people have been during this time. You know, I don't see it changing dramatically to where people are going to have big gatherings. And even honestly, right now, we're 9 months into this thing, and we still can't go to movie theaters and stuff like that in most states. So, yeah, I like this from a consumer standpoint personally.
Yeah.
Now, this will probably kill movie theaters.
Yeah, I mean that's ultimately what that. I mean, as a matter of fact, the CEO of AMC came out and kind of slammed Warner Brothers for doing this move. Basically, Adam Aaron, so close, but he is not. Yeah, exactly, 1A short, but he is not. He's not pleased with what's going on over there. Basically, he's accusing Warner Brothers of doing this essentially to build their HBO Max platform, which I mean, duh. Yeah, I mean, and but one thing he said that I'm not entirely sure what he means by, but I think we might see a little bit more in the future what that means. But what he's saying is we will do everything in our power to ensure that Warner Brothers does not do so at our expense. We will aggressively pursue economic terms that preserve our business. Now, what does that mean? I'm not entirely sure, because you do have to remember that earlier this year, these were the same people that said they were going to ban Universal movies showing up at their movie theaters because they were going to go pursue a more VOD heavy future essentially.
Yeah, so I mean, think about it in terms of these guys are scrambling to get any kind of money. I mean, no one's been going to these theaters. I mean, not no one, some people have, but most people have not been going to their theaters for 9 months. Now, the well's going to dry up eventually. I'm surprised they haven't figured out a mobile platform or app where people, like a subscription service like all these other guys are doing.
Yeah.
And worked with someone like Disney or, even the smaller guys. I don't know, because now everyone has their own. I mean, the major motion pictures that come to the theaters are pretty much Warner Brothers and Disney. So
for the most part, yeah.
I mean, there's others obviously, but maybe they can make some deals with those guys. But Disney and Warner Brothers does not need movie theaters to produce anything anymore. And so what I can see them doing is trying to strike a deal maybe with. I don't know, going to Disney and saying, hey, we'll do only your guys' movies basically now. I don't know what this looks like. I think AMC's just in trouble, and they're trying to generate any kind of interest in coming back to them, whether that's an app, whether that's, discounted movies. I don't know, but this does not look good. And now Disney's kind of in a corner because of this, going, well, what do we do now? We released Mulan. We're releasing Soul. Is Black Widow next? I think it is. I think Eternals are going to be coming too.
I think they kind of did. I think Warner Brothers definitely is going to have to force Disney's hand, just especially considering how they're not charging a premium for any of these movies. Now, I mean, I think for Disney Plus side of things, they have to, bump up like a new subscription model saying like, okay, this is like $15 a month. You get all the Disney Plus stuff, but you also get like all the new movies that are going to be coming out here or something along those lines.
I was looking at HBO Max's model because when HBO Max announced this, they also said, and our subscription is 20% off.
Yeah.
So if you buy, I think 6 months, it's about $64. But so is it $15 a month then? Like, how does that work out? Because they said it's normally $85 for 6 months.
Yeah, no, I think like the normal price for HBO Max is $15 a month, somewhere around there. It's like 12 to 15. I haven't like really like dove in and like checked out like what their prices are or what they're gonna, or how that whole thing works out. But yeah, I mean,
this deal's good through January, I guess. Like you could still get it. For me, I still probably won't pop on this, but just to let people know, like there is a 20% off thing that you can do. I mean, I'll probably get it for a month when Wonder Woman comes out, so that me and my wife can watch that. But then there's really nothing else coming out until mid to late next year on HBO Max. But
which I mean, speaking of which, let's go over some of those movies.
Sure,
so
let's do it.
So I mean, just so everybody's like on the same page, what this is going to be including, just some of the this is like
these are the blockbusters. Yeah,
these are the main movies that I think are going to be like the big blockbuster movies that people are actually excited for. So Godzilla versus King Kong, which is going to be May 21st. Space Jam: A New Legacy will be July 16th. The Suicide Squad will be August 6th. Dune will be October 1st, and Matrix 4 will be December 22nd. I'm still pissed that the Batman is still delayed to 2022.
Yeah, I can see them moving it back, to be honest.
I hope so. I mean,
I don't see why Dune's pushed to October. I hope they figure this crap out because, like, I want Batman now. So
yeah, well, I mean, I think Dune was initially supposed. I mean,
it's gonna be Christmas this year,
right? Yeah, it wasn't supposed to. It was going to be the big, Christmas movie of this year. There was no Star Wars, no Lord of the Rings or Hobbit movies coming out this year, so that was supposed to be it. And now, like I think like even like Aquaman was like the big Christmas movie like a couple years back or something like that.
Yeah.
But now I think it's just I think they've kind of had to like retool like, okay, what do we want to do for this here? So
yeah, so I like how this sets a precedent for the standard of the future of it releasing at home and in theaters. I just hope we don't see theaters go away. I want the ability to be able to choose. With me having a kid coming any day now, while he's young, we're probably not going to be going to the theaters very much unless it's like a date night every blue moon.
But don't be one of those parents that like goes to
no,
Avengers,
I'm not going to bring him.
Age of Ultron,
not a
premiere night, and
we're speaking from experience here. That was real. That was right behind us.
I think like the first time I saw Iron Man, that was the same exact thing. We had like some lady bring her like newborn like to like a late night showing, and
it wasn't just that. They had like a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, a newborn, and like a 6-year-old. And it was like what 10:30 at night.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
like just bad parenting. Anyway, side tangent, but no. So I mean, just being able to watch these movies in the comfort of your own home, not having to go anywhere if you don't want to, and get a sitter, super sweet.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think over the course of the last couple of years, you've definitely been seeing like a people move away from the movie theaters. Like there's a good handful of people I know that say, yeah, I don't go to movies in the movie theaters. I'll just wait for them to like either hit, Netflix or, Redbox or something like that.
Totally. Yeah.
And so I think they are really tapping into the market for that specific audience here for sure, for one thing. But, one thing I am kind of surprised about is that, they decided just to say, okay, we're just all in. They're not like testing the waters with Wonder Woman to see okay, is this really gonna like actually boost our numbers? So, but Hey, I mean, good on them. You're no more delays.
Yeah. No, I mean I like it. No more delays. Speaking of that, I mean Hawkeye started ramping up production and just recently.
Yeah.
We've been kind of trying to wonder what's going to happen with this. Are they still doing it with all the allegations with
Right, Jeremy Renner and
Jeremy
like
Renner? Yeah,
whatever he's got going on with, I think it's his ex-wife now and stuff like
yeah.
that. So, but
But
I
basically,
mean,
we got
looks
some
like it.
casting, and it's going to be a passing of the torch type of thing. It looks like.
Oh, totally. Yeah, no, for sure, for sure.
So
So I mean,
Haley Steinfeld is
mhm,
going to play Kate Bishop, which
mhm,
different actress than the movie. Um, she was in she voiced Gwen Stacy in Spider-Verse. She's also in
right.
Bumblebee. You might know her from Pitch Perfect. She's been in a lot of stuff. She's also a singer. Pretty good actress in my opinion. So I actually like this casting.
Yeah, yeah, and then so the lady that's going to be playing Black Widow's sister in the Black Widow movie that we'll maybe see someday, she is going to actually be showing up in this show as well. So I'm assuming that that's going to tie in. The Black Widow movie will tie in somehow to this show.
Yeah. It kind of has to, I figure. But I think it's, I don't know. Okay, so I don't know the backstory on Kate Bishop. Do you know much about her?
What I do know is she essentially does take up the Hawkeye mantle at some point. Now, I mean, other than that, that's really all I know. I don't know too much more beyond that.
Okay.
So
Um, so, and then, so we got, yeah, it'll feature Black Widow's sister from the movie, and then Vera Farmiga?
I think so. Yeah.
Vera
Uh,
Farmiga is going to play Kate Bishop's mother.
yeah. She was
Um,
Matt Damon's girlfriend in The Departed. Also,
oh, yeah.
she was
Yep.
the police psychologist, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Tony Dalton will play Swordsman, who I guess is going to be a mentor to, it says to Hawkeye, but is that Kate Bishop or was he a mentor to Hawkeye himself?
I think Hawkeye himself, from what I
Okay.
gathered, he's kind of like essentially he's kind of like I guess like a good parallel or a good example. He's kind of like Hawkeye's stick. He's kind of like a good guy, a bad guy, you know, kind of muddles the line, but he's also a mentor figure to the hero. So, but that's what I've heard that he is essentially like for the most part.
Cool. And then yeah, I mean, I think I felt like Haley Steinfeld was rumored for this
Mhm.
role a while back, but I can't remember clearly. So, all in all, I think it's a good pick. I'm
Yeah, no,
excited. I'm excited for this.
I think so too here. I mean, and you know, I'm just glad to see the ball rolling on this just because I mean, I think Hawkeye is one of the more interesting characters in the MCU. I think he's kind of underrated for the most part, and it's nice to see that his own show is actually ramping up production and it's not going to be like dead in the water like some of us thought like earlier in the year.
Yeah. All right. So there's some trouble at Bioware.
Yeah.
What's going on there, Dorian?
Well, okay, so at BioWare, there's this guy named Casey Hudson, and you might not know him, but he was the guy that was responsible for Knights of the Old Republic and also the first three Mass Effect games here. So
Okay.
he's he's kind of a big deal, and basically he came back to BioWare like roughly about 3 years ago. And he assumed over the role of general manager. He was kind of, I guess, trying to get things like, you know, back up and running, get things back into shape, just because you had like Mass Effect Andromeda that did not do so well. So um, now he's stepping down to work on like smaller creative projects, is what he's saying. I don't know whether or not
Hmm.
that's, if there's like more to it than that, but that's all I could really find out for like the official statement here or something like that. But basically, new projects that are going to be happening, like a new Age game that's supposed to be coming out, and then the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, as well as the other Mass Effect game that's going to be next gen. Those are still underway, and they will still continue here with that without Casey Hudson. But I think it's just a bad sign when the guy that made you what you are as a company leaves. It's kind of like Shigeru
Yeah.
Miyamoto leaving Nintendo in like the mid '90s or something like that. You
Yeah.
know,
For sure.
it's just it just does not. It's just a bad omen. I just don't think that Bioware is really gonna be coming back in full force, like we've wanted them to for a couple of years, and I think this is just more further proof of that.
For sure. Let's talk about something that has caught our eye the last 2 battle passes, pretty much. Fortnite wanting all the money.
Yeah, no, I mean
specifically your money.
They are relentless in like trying to like get like even like people who I don't think like really like play Fortnite or don't have like that big of an interest in. They're like,
Yeah.
hey, we got this sweet skin of Iron Man or Ghost Rider or something like that.
Yeah.
You guys need to like, pay us and like, play and all that.
Yep.
But yeah. And basically now we got Mando and the child.
Grogu. Say his name.
Spoilers. Oh well. But yeah, so Mando,
that was last week.
Right, but we didn't. I don't know, but anyhow,
people should know by now.
They should, I guess.
Weeks long enough.
Yeah. Anyhow, so Mando and Grogu are going to be skins that are available to play in Fortnite, but they didn't stop there. They also brought in Kratos from God of War.
Yep.
Like we're talking like a PS4 Kratos where he's got the axe and the beard and all that. So
sick.
Yeah, and then rumor has it that Master Chief is going to be next.
Give it to me. Just give us all of them.
And so seeing how we got Sony representation, Microsoft representation, and the theme of this battle pass or this season is hunters. I'd be super down to see Samus show up as like representing the Nintendo side of things here.
I think that could happen for sure.
I mean, it's going to come down to like really Nintendo, because I mean, I'm sure Fortnite would be completely down to like take more money from people, but it's going to come down to like how guarded Nintendo is going to be of their character popping into like a essentially a third party game, and also being able to be played on like one of their characters on a different platform, so to speak. So
yep. No, I would love that. I am going to go play Fortnite later today because I want the Mando. Yeah, they just keep, honestly, this is geared towards people like us, not necessarily little kids, but with the whole Marvel thing, I mean, kids play the games, I guess, but with the whole Marvel thing, I was on board, and now hearing this, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be playing some more Fortnite, I guess.
Well, not to mention too, like Razor Crest is like a place you can go to.
Oh, sick! I did not know that.
Yeah, I think it's kind of replacing the Quinjets from last season or something along those lines.
That's actually pretty dope.
So yeah, no,
I was gonna say a joke, but we got to wait till later on and to say that.
Yeah, it might be a little ill-timed here, but
yeah.
But anyhow, how about we get to what the
roundtable review? What the people are here for?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's talk about some Mandalorian.
Yeah, so chapter 14, I think. Yeah, it's chapter 14, the tragedy.
The tragedy. This was an interesting. This is an interesting one.
This was. Now, spoilers ahead. Either go stop this podcast, go watch the episode, or you just better not care.
Yep, pretty much.
We warned you. So, all right.
Yeah. So let's start.
Yeah. So I kind of figured that things were going to maybe slow down a little bit.
Yeah, they didn't at all.
No, they have.
You're wrong again, Dorian.
I mean, I guess
that's the theme of the Mandalorian is Dorian's wrong.
Kind of, yeah. But anyhow, so I mean,
pretty crazy.
So let's start off with the big one. Boba Fett finally shows up.
Yep.
He, I mean, he was teased in season 1. We saw him at on the first episode. After at the
episode
very
3,
end.
I believe, right?
No, episode 1 of this season.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I meant I was thinking of the teaser in season 1. We officially have confirmed it is Boba.
Yeah, I think that was like season 5 of episode 1. If I
mean, you had that backwards, I think.
Oh, sorry. So yeah,
episode 5 is season 1.
Episode 5 of season 1. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. The Tatooine episode that Dave Filoni directed that wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Boba, and what was her name? I can't remember.
Oh gosh, I don't remember, but she was the sniper chick.
Yep, the sniper chick. Yep. Yeah,
I mean,
so
that's what she is. I
yeah,
mean,
that's true. So basically, Boba saved her, and she owes him like a life debt type of thing. So
mhm.
they're kind of rolling together. This episode picks up so quick. Like literally, they say they're going to do something in the last episode, and they do it in the next one. So
Yeah,
they get to the Seeing Stone on the planet they were supposed to head to.
yeah.
They're already
Which,
there. He puts Baby
but
Yoda there.
by the way, I'm sorry, real quick. I gotta say that is the most boring planet I've ever seen in Star Wars. Here,
Yeah,
like that.
it's pretty
I mean,
weak.
it just looks like typical American like desert. You
I think it's
know,
kind of been the theme though of this season is boring planets because the last planet was just a dust planet. Like there was nothing special about it.
well, I mean, like, you had like those trees and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
that's
like
true,
that
but
forest. I mean, it at least looked kind of alien and all that. And I mean, you had the snow planets and
true.
well,
So this episode starts off basically with Mando and Grogu putting him on the Seeing Stone, and some crazy stuff happens, and he starts meditating. And since this
yeah,
episode's called The Tragedy, I honestly thought we're gonna get flashbacks to see what Grogu went through, especially when all the
right.
special effects happen with
No, and
him meditating.
that's honestly what I thought was going to happen too here. But
And then you
yeah,
see the Slave One. I think it's called the Slave One. Yeah.
yeah, Slave One, yeah,
Boba's ship comes ripping through, and the Mando sees it, and sure enough, it's Boba, and he wants his armor back. And basically, that happens. He gets his armor back eventually, but the way that happens is the Mando and the other lady are fighting off a bunch of stormtroopers trying to protect Grogu as he's meditating because he's kind of helpless.
right.
And
It's
so
essentially like I equate it to essentially like Avatar: The Last Airbender when like Aang goes into the spirit world and is like left
yeah.
defenseless. Yeah,
Uh-huh. So basically that happens. The Mando has to fight off some stormtroopers, and they're getting their butts kicked, but Boba's got his armor back, so the day is good. And you
yeah.
see him get to do classic, Boba type stuff, or what you really wanted to see Boba do, and he didn't do in the original series.
Right, yeah, or at least like lived up to like essentially the reputation that he's
Yeah.
built like beyond like the movies here because I mean he has like a bunch of expanded like
Yeah,
universe
totally.
stuff like where he at one point he got a lightsaber and like fought Darth Vader or something like that and
Who knows? But
but
I think one of the coolest scenes right before he gets his armor, he has like a bow staff club thing that he's
yeah,
carrying on his back, and he demolishes and wrecks some stormtroopers hand to hand with it. Like
yeah, which I mean
I was like, dang. It
well yeah
reminded me of the what's her name? Gosh, the one at the foundry that would
oh yeah
make all the armor.
the forger lady or something like
Yeah,
that yeah
how she used her stuff against them and cracked all their skulls. Same
right
kind of
yeah.
thing happens.
Well, yeah, like you see, like essentially the armor gets shredded by by this bow staff club type thing here, weapon
Yeah, totally.
thingamajig. But I mean, which is real, yeah, I mean, super cool. But you also have to remember these were the same guys that lost to teddy bears with
True.
stones and sticks here. So
Very
that
true.
armor, that armor ain't no Beskar. I'll tell you that much.
No. So yeah, Boba gets his armor, and more spoilers ahead, obviously, but I mean, Mando finds out the Empire's alive and well, and so does Boba. Basically, they beat up the stormtroopers. Stormtroopers leave, and then this big old, I don't know what you call it, like a bolt, basically, like
Oh,
a
just
laser
like
bolt, just
laser fire. Yeah.
smacks into the Razor Crest, and the Razor Crest is disintegrated.
Yeah. It's like,
The Razor Crest is gone.
it's gone. It is
Why?
gone.
That ship was so cool, in my opinion.
It was, and I mean, I figured it was going to be essentially the new Millennium Falcon for a new generation of Star Wars here, but I guess not. So
Yeah,
unless we get the Razor Crest 2 or something,
yeah, I could see
but
that happening. But another thing we got where the Dark Troopers are confirmed. They are robots. We
droids,
weren't really
yeah,
sure what they were. And guys, let's get real right now. They took Grogu.
they took them.
This is nuts.
Yeah,
I figured something like this would have to happen. Now my wife hasn't watched it, and I'm gonna watch it with her tonight. We're recording
emotional
on Friday.
support.
Yeah, she's gonna need some because that dude, it was pretty like they were trying to fight their way back up
Yeah.
and they just didn't get there in time. And
Right.
I don't understand. So that was one scene I didn't understand. I guess they were flying pretty quick, but could Mando not catch up to them? I'm
Well, I
guessing.
mean, he didn't have his jetpack for
Oh, that's
one
right. Yeah, I
because
forgot about that. He had
he
to
took
take
it.
it off.
Yeah, he had to take it off in order to like essentially parlay with Boba and the sniper chick. So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, and then but no, they took Grogu. He's yeah, he's back up on the. I think that's kind of what passes for like a Star Destroyer.
Yeah, totally.
Like nowadays here,
Yeah,
but
and you get to see some cool stuff from Grogu. He's essentially like force choking
stormtroopers.
stormtroopers in his cell and beating the crap out of them.
Yeah,
And then yeah, so but then then it flashes back. We get some more information about Django. Mando wasn't wanting to give him the armor because he wasn't Mandalorian technically, but then he like after they make amends, um, basically why like the Mando gave the Mando gave Boba Fett his armor back, and
technically,
in turn, the Boba was trying to protect the child with him. He was trying to help him out. He
right.
didn't end up doing that, so now we get this team up between Boba, the Mando, and the sniper chick, we'll call her,
Yeah.
going forward, which actually is pretty cool. And I did not think that would happen personally.
No, I figured Boba was going to be getting his armor and say, "I'm out," basically.
Yeah.
But yeah. So because I mean, the whole thing was you know, Boba never even like he didn't say that he was Mandalorian or anything like that because he used the same line that Jango Fett uses in episode 2. He's just, I'm just a man trying to make his way through the universe here,
Yeah,
essentially, when he was
totally.
asked.
And
And
what's interesting is, yeah, we get info on Django. Even we get backstory that he was a foundling.
right,
He wasn't born on Mandalore.
yeah,
And so there's like this bond now between Boba Fett and the Mando. You
mhm,
know, he thinks he's legit. He's like, "Yep, you're legit Mandalorian now.
yeah,
Your lineage. He was a foundling.
yeah.
So, yep, that's your armor."
Which we also now know officially, I mean, at least like in this new canon, that Jango's Fett's armor is Boba Fett's armor. So it was just
Yeah,
like repainted to have a different look, essentially. But yeah.
yeah. Um, Yeah, so then now it's all signs pointing towards a massive team up. Mando goes back to uh, Cara Dune,
Navarro,
yeah,
yeah.
to find Cara Dune.
Which she's
To who
official Republic now here.
she's officially part of the Republic. Yep. He wants to track down a criminal, and this criminal happens to be Bill Burr's character from one of my favorite episodes of the whole series.
Yeah.
Uh, the where they have to go on
Yeah, the heist
the heist
episode, yeah.
episode, yeah, from last season. And
Yeah.
so Bill Burr's coming back. That's pretty cool that he is. They're gonna break him out and then have him help find Moff Gideon, basically,
Mhm.
is what it sounds like. And so
Yeah.
yeah, and then obviously Cara Dune's gonna come with him because he said they took him basically, and she's like, "What?"
My question is Death Watch and Ahsoka Tano gonna show up for the team up?
I think we're gonna get all of them. Honestly, I don't know.
That'd be so dope.
I feel like that's so OP though.
Yeah.
Maybe we won't get Ahsoka, but I can see us getting Bo-Katan.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Seeing how there is that mutual there's a mutual goal in there because I mean he's got the dark saber, so there's that.
Yeah,
Unless they're gonna save that for season 3, essentially, but
maybe.
we'll see.
But now with Grand Admiral Thrawn in there, like Moff Gideon could die this season, and we get Grand Admiral Thrawn, or he gets defeated. Maybe he doesn't die, but I feel like that would
Yeah.
be like too reminiscent of season 1 where they defeated him and he didn't die.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah,
Um,
because we are heading into like essentially, you know, if everything like, you know, he gets defeated and doesn't die, it's gonna be very season 1 because it's
yeah,
because I mean, essentially, you know, you had the team up at the end where they got Quill, Cara Dune, and I'm trying to think of Carl Weathers'
Grief Targa.
Yeah, Grief Targa. Yeah. They all teamed up at the end to take down the Empire, and they do so. And then, so I mean, it would be kind of like, okay, you're kind of retreading on some old territory at this point. And yeah, they took the child like briefly last season too here. So
yeah,
I don't know.
We'll see. I mean, there's so many people that could come into the fold. I just don't think, like, if everyone that showed up in the season and from some of the people from last season team up, like, I don't even know what'll happen because. And then you think about the Marshal, like the Marshal's still around. Like he could go ask him for help too.
He could. I mean, granted, he's got
have armor, but
he doesn't have like much in the way of being able to help because the only thing that made him like special was wearing Boba Fett's armor, and now he doesn't have that. So
true. Yeah. So I don't know if we get Ahsoka and Bo-Katan and. Obviously we're having Boba now and the rest of the crew.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean I think that's too OP in my opinion. Maybe because they have the Death or the Dark Troopers now, like maybe that's going to be more of it might be more of a fight, and that's maybe why they're all coming, or why we might get Ahsoka, why we might get Bo-Katan.
Right. I mean, and I think the problem with that too is how do you top that? Because this is something that I would expect like a series finale type thing here almost at this point, where you have like all the heavy hitters in this show come together for like essentially kind of like an end game moment here where everybody shows up and fights the bad guy. I feel like that's what you end your series on, not just like your second season, but
right. Yeah, I don't know. But we got another scene. Obviously, we had a scene where Moff Gideon shows what a heartless dude he is. He puts shackles on the child, Grogu.
Yeah.
And so, next episode, massive team up. If not, they're going to recruit more people, and then the finale is going to be all out war. So,
yeah. No, it most certainly is. So, I mean, my prediction is for the setup of season 3, you're going to find out like what happened on the Seeing Stone, like if somebody reached out to him or something like that.
Yeah, probably.
And it'll be alluded to, or it'll be confirmed like who it was and who did it. But yeah.
Do you think that'll be the Easter egg at the end of the season?
I think so, because I feel like there's not like really a whole lot of loose ends that are left tied up like at this point in time, but I feel like that could be the main thing of the main theme of season 3 is like Grogu getting his training.
If he does get training.
Right.
So, yeah, but that's it for Mandalorian this week, but we'll be sure obviously to cover it next week. Something we can share. What are we at for time right now?
We are at 30 minutes right now. Yeah.
Okay. Just something I want to bring to you guys' attention real quick. I was a huge fan of Digimon growing up. I don't know about you, Dorian, but
I just always saw it as discount Pokemon here, which like growing up. So I never touched.
In my opinion, way better, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, there's a new card game that goes along with this anime. They essentially rebooted the original Digimon show, and the new set is going to drop January 21st. And I actually did a box opening earlier this week on our channel, where you could check that out and see what the cards look like. The art's fantastic and stuff like that. So maybe more on that in the future, but the anime has been killing it. Go check that out. You can watch it on Hulu, anywhere else, Crunchyroll, all that stuff. But it's only in Japanese. I'm really hoping we get an American dub. And so all you Digimon fans need to be watching it, though, in my opinion. Going forward, maybe I can do a weekly episode review. It just depends on I don't want to basically go back and watch every episode, but that might be something we do in the future. I don't know, but it's really good right now, and I'm digging it. The card game's really fun. I've been playing it with my brother-in-law and my brother and my wife, so we've all been digging it. And so I just want to share that with you guys, and I think that's all we got this week.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right, guys, thanks for listening. We greatly appreciate it. Check us out on our social medias. Make sure you subscribe and like. Leave a comment down below. What are you most excited for to see in Mandalorian in the next few episodes? Have an awesome week, and remember, everyone's a nerd about something.